Hi, welcome back to Herbs for Musicians. I'm Heather, and today we are going to talk about adaptogens, and I'm going to share with you an adaptogen blend that I have made for my own use. So if you are new to herbs, you may not know what an adaptogen is. Well, adaptogens are herbs that help the body to modulate its stress response. And they work by balancing the immune, the nervous, and endocrine systems. And the endocrine system is the one that makes our hormones. So by balancing all three of these systems in our body, the herbs help the body to respond better to stress. It doesn't eliminate stress. You know, stress happens in your life, but using the adaptogens is kind of like having shocks on your car. You still will hit a bump or you might hit a pothole now and then, but it's not going to wreck your car. And the normal everyday stresses of life, if you're using adaptogens, your body's regulated, so you're not going to go into a tizzy and freak out over normal stressors. So they really help you to stay at an even keel. You can just go with the flow better, handle the bumps and the ditches better. Adaptogens are generally very safe to use, and they are intended to be used every day. But they don't work immediately. So these are not fast-acting herbs. They take a little while to build up in your system. So if you start using adaptogens, you're going to want to use them for 2 or 3 weeks before you expect to see any results. I use adaptogens every day, and I have found them to be so helpful for myself. So they regulate metabolism. They help you to maintain a reserve of energy through the day. They also help you to reach and maintain a homeostasis in your body. And they're just really wonderful herbs. So I'm going to share an herbal blend that I created for my own use. And as I go through the blend, I will talk a little bit about each of the herbs and some of the other qualities they have besides just being an adaptogen. So I have here just my mixing bowl, and I also have some graduated cylinders to help me measure my liquid. So I'm going to start off, I have my big jar here that I'm going to keep my adaptogen blend in. And one of the things that I do is I put my recipe on the back of my jars. So I use address labels and a Sharpie, and I'll just write what's in the blend. And it's a lot easier when I need to refill to be able to just look on the jar and see what I need instead of hunting through my herbal recipe book. So again, this is my own blend that I made up. And when I make my herbs, I've said in a previous video that I like to make my herbs in singles. So I have each of these, I have I have 6 herbs. So I have 6 different jars. And each of these jars has just one tincture in it. So I am going to start with my ashwagandha tincture. And actually, I'm not going to start with ashwagandha because I'm looking at my different jars here. I'll show you. I have Gotu Kola here, and I have not Schisandra. This one's Tulsi or Holy Basil, and this one is Schisandra. And you can see I don't have as much liquid in these ones, so I don't want to make my blend with too much of the other ones, and I won't have enough left of these. So it looks like I have Gotu Kola is the least amount that I have. So I'm going to use this for my measure. And I have, like I said, all 6 of these. I'm going to use the same amount of each tincture. So I'm going to see how much Gotu Kola I have. All right, this looks like 2/3 of a cup of Gotu Kola. So that's how I'm going to measure. I'm going to use 2/3 of a cup of each of my tinctures. So what do we know about Gotu Kola? Gotu Kola is fantastic for the brain. It's really good for memory. It increases circulation to the brain. It helps with neuronal branching, so all the different connections you're making in your brain. It's good for improved cognition. It's really good for increasing the communication between both sides of your brain. So, and if you are a musician, you know you use your right brain and your left brain at the same time all the time. So Gotu Kola is just fantastic for that. It also is an anti-anxiety herb. So especially if you're in school or if you have a lot of brainy work to do at your regular job, Gotu Kola, no matter what. You don't have to be a musician to benefit from Gotu Kola. Okay, so next I am going to take out Schisandra. Schisandra modulates stress hormones. It improves focus. It reduces fatigue. I'm going to measure out 2/3 here. All right, right on. It improves coordination. It increases oxygenation to the muscles. It is, did I say it reduces fatigue? Can't remember. And then also it helps to maintain hormone balance, and it is an antidepressant. If you are an athlete, you might find Schisandra very helpful because of the way it helps with increasing oxygenation to the muscles and reducing fatigue. Okay. Next, I have Tulsi, and Tulsi is also known as holy basil, and this one is a very relaxing herb, and let's see, it's also good for mental fog. Okay, again, 2/3 is right on. Did a good job of eyeballing how much I had in each one. Okay. Tulsi, I love the taste of Tulsi. That's a really good tasting one. I use it as a tincture in my adaptogen blend, but it's also an herb that I really enjoy in tea. Okay. The next one is Rhodiola, which I think is my favorite herb, and it is partly because I am 1/4 Finnish, and Rhodiola is native to Finland and also other places in the tundra. I think this is the secret, honestly, to why Finland is the happiest country. Tulsi is really just magical. It does so much. It protects the adrenal glands. It is an antidepressant. It is helps with fatigue. It helps with stress. It enhances stamina. It is a mental stimulant. It protects the hippocampus in your brain, which if you've done any research, if you don't know about the hippocampus, look it up, because it's amazing how much it controls different aspects of your body. This is a neural protectant, so it helps protect your neurons. It's an immune tonic, and it is also a protector of the mitochondria, which governs energy and the metabolism basically in your cells. So the rhodiola really gets down to the cellular level of how it protects your body. It's really amazing. So I have 2/3 of that. Okay. Ashwagandha also protects your adrenal glands, and it is another soothing herb, an antidepressant. And I've got 2/3 of this. Now, watch out for ashwagandha if you are allergic to nightshades, like tomatoes, peppers, eggplants, things like that. You won't want to use ashwagandha. Also, if you happen to have diabetes, or if you have a thyroid issue, or if you have a lot of iron in your blood, you want to talk to your doctor before using ashwagandha. And but generally, all of these are very, very safe. But you always want to check with your doctor if you have underlying medical conditions. Then finally, I have Hawthorn. Hawthorn, this is a good example of why I put my tinctures as individual herbs instead of putting several herbs into one tincture. It's because Hawthorn is really, really good for the heart. And so in addition to using Hawthorn in my adaptogen blend, I will also put it in a blend for blood pressure and other things. So I like having the single tincture that can be used in many different ways. So herbs are wonderful because there are a lot of herbs. I haven't covered all the adaptogen herbs that exist, but they all have different characteristics to them. And when you're an herbalist, you can look at your own needs and say, which one do I think is going to work best for my body? So this is the blend that I chose to make for myself. And if you have questions about how to choose herbs, let me know. You can leave questions in the comments section. If you find this helpful, please like it. Please share it if you know other people that might find it helpful. I also have a guide called 14 Herbs Musicians Need Now. And if you would like that, you can go to the link that is in the show notes. I will also put this recipe in the show notes. So all my tinctures are mixed together, and now I'm just gonna pour it into my big jar here. And this will last quite a while because I only use about 1/2 teaspoon a day. I use this blend, I just take 1 dose a day, which for the average adult is 1/2 teaspoon. But another thing about herbs is you can customize your dosage. You can, depending on how much you weigh, how active you are, and you can listen to your own body and determine whether or not you need more or less of the herb. So this one, I just use 1/2 teaspoon a day. So there you go. There's my adaptogen blend. Please let me know if I can be of any help to you. Thanks for watching. Have a great day.